Good morning, guys. Dee here from the Chaotic Gardener. I hope you're all having a wonderful festive season. We have had lots of rain and it is a beautiful, bit of a blustery day today, but beautiful to have the warm sun out again, and the wind is actually quite nice and fresh. So not complaining there at all. Lovely to be out in the garden. And today I'm going to be bagging my figs. I've been so excited for my figs this season, and I have quite a few on the tree. It seems to me that I'm losing a couple of them. I don't know if it's to birds or what's going on. I don't seem to see any fallen on the floor, so it doesn't seem to be that they're rotted and just disappear. They just seem to disappear. I don't know how that happens. So I figured if I put little bags over them, then at least hopefully I'll be able to see more of what's going on. I haven't had a ripe one yet. I thought it would also be nice to learn a little bit more about the fig, because it's quite an interesting fruit actually, or flower. So come along with me and let's discover new things together. Here is my fig tree. Last season I did get one beautifully ripe fig off the tree. I didn't have as many figs growing on it as I do this season either though. But look at that. So I believe a fig takes between 50 and 90 days to ripen, and I'm sure some of these have been on here longer, or some that I had on have been on longer, so I'm not sure what's happened to them. I've only found one on the ground that has fallen off the tree. So, and I have now found two that have fallen off. The other one that fell off the tree was also green like this. So I'm not sure why that's happening. So I have these organza bags that I'm just going to pop over the figs, and my thought process is if it is birds, that they won't be able to get to the figs, and if it falls off, then hopefully I'll be able to see the bags lying on the floor and know that something else is up. So let's go from there. So even though this isn't a ripe fig, let's cut it open and just have a look at the inside of it. You can't see it as clearly as if it was ripe. It would be beautiful and purple inside and on the outside. The interesting thing about a fig is that it is not actually a fruit at all. It is, in fact, all those little seeds that you see inside are actually inverted flowers. So because the inside of the fruit is actually a flower, it has to be pollinated, and so it's not necessarily pollinated the same way as all other flowers are, because the flowers are inside. A fig wasp goes inside the male fig, lays its eggs, and then dies. The young hatch inside, exit the fig, and that's how the cycle continues. So the figs that people eat are then the female figs, not the male. So you're not ever actually going to eat a wasp. However, there are other varieties of fig tree where they are self-pollinating and they don't need the wasp fig to pollinate them. And I think that is what most of us home gardeners have in our garden. It doesn't excite me to eat that. I want my figs to ripen. So I'm going to do a bit of troubleshooting to see possible causes of what could be preventing my figs from ripening. I do remember reading up that they like a consistent amount of water. Kind of hard to do when you're having extreme rain every single day. So maybe the water has got something to do with it. As I said, I have fertilized them, so I'm not sure. That shouldn't be an issue. I suppose if I get one again this season, it's better than none. So I'll just be hopeful. Maybe my little baggies will make a difference. Here's hoping. Okay, so I just did some research on why my fig trees could possibly not be ripening, and there's a few possibilities. Number one, the root system is very shallow, so they need to have consistent water, consistent regular water. So we've had a lot of rain over the last couple of weeks, so I'm assuming that that's not the cause. Another thing is that the fig is very much like the banana apparently, and it releases an ethylene gas. So if you take a little earbud or Q-tip and you dip it in olive oil and you coat the bottom, what they call the belly button of the fig with that, it will prevent the ethylene gas from escaping and will help to ripen the fig quicker. This apparently should not be done before your fig has actually started to ripen. My figs don't even seem to be at a point where they are feeling ripe yet, so they are still, in my opinion, immature and they're not maturing. And another thing to do is to pinch the fig. So let's go and have a look at that then. So the figs apparently grow on new growth every season, and so if you go, like you can see, let's go here, you see here there's like a little nib that's growing there. So apparently if I pinch that off, that will encourage ripening of this fig here. So we'll try it on that. I'm not going to try it on all of them. We'll just experiment. Let's find another one. Biggish one up there. So if I go there, pinch that off, hopefully that will encourage these two figs to grow. They do seep a milky substance, but that's normal and it will just dry up fine. So let's see what happens to these three figs. So yeah, I've got lots of new growth coming along, so maybe these figs that are on here could all possibly be growing on old growth, and maybe that's why they're not ripening. So we shall see. Let's see. So I hope you've learned something new about figs today. I remember when I first read about the wasps, a friend of mine and I were like beside ourselves thinking, oh my goodness, we were going to get wasps to come and just pollinate our fig tree. And then we were so relieved when we did read that the common variety doesn't need a fig wasp for it to be pollinated. So that was a relief. It's really been quite fun having a fig tree in the garden. When I was gifted it and I planted it, it kind of lost all its leaves and I thought, oh goodness, it's not going to take, it's not going to do its thing. But it just bounced back, and I planted it towards the end of a summer season, and it just grew so prolifically during the winter. So I was really, really excited about that. And then at the end of last season, I did get one ripe fruit, and I just picked it off the tree and ate it right then and there. And I don't think I had ever really tasted a fresh fig, just off a tree or had been picked. I don't recall ever having one as a child. I had a preserved one, but not just a fresh ripe one. So it was just an amazing flavor, and I want to relive that. I'm just desperate to have that again and to be able to share it with somebody else because I just ate the whole thing for myself. So this time, if I get a ripe fig, I will share it with somebody so that they can enjoy the flavors with me. Again, thank you for spending time with me in my chaotic garden. To get stuck in and do a little bit of work, especially now after all the rain. Growing eggplants by the dozen, nipping them off the bushes on a daily basis. I can't keep up. I need to find people who want some. Well guys, that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you've all enjoyed learning something new about the fig tree and the fig fruit or flower. I really have enjoyed troubleshooting and trying to figure out what could be stopping my fruit from ripening. Hopefully I'll be able to share some exciting news with you all soon and have a ripe fruit. But until then, if you want to continue learning with me, and hopefully this platform is a platform where nobody feels like that they're not clever enough or whatever, because I don't know everything and I don't necessarily do everything the way it should be done. I'm just doing it my way and having fun along the way, getting what I need out of being in the garden. So that's hopefully what I am translating for you all. So if you want to carry on sharing this journey with me, then subscribe and follow, and we'll learn some more fun stuff soon. Until next time, have a good week.